Welcome everyone to our weekly 30-minute webinar. My name is Mike Stratton. I'll be your host for today's session. I'm joined today by my fellow systems engineer, the bearded one himself, Mr. Dre Divats. How are you today, Dre?
Doing well, a little frightened. We got some big storms coming in, so I'm hoping this all goes well.
It'll be an adventure. So today's webinar is my first time using the new Demio platform for the presentation. Hopefully we will go smooth. But let's kind of get going and we'll kind of jump into our agenda here. So let's go next page. First, we'll start with a quick overview of our company and what we do. Next, we'll jump into a live demo where Dre will show us how to customize our user experience. We'll pause for some Q&A. So during the demo, if you have any questions, they're no longer in the bottom right corner. Like with WebEx, they are now should be on the right side of your screen. You can store it right into the chat. And then after Q&A, we'll reward one lucky attendee with a $50 Amazon gift card. So hang around to see if you've won. Okay, quick overview of Variphy. Variphy is the preferred analytics and management solution for your migration and ongoing collaboration needs. With deployable either on-prem or as a hosted cloud solution, we provide industry-leading Call Manager, Cube, UCCX, Zoom Phone, WebEx calling, and MS Teams analytics, along with a host of other Cisco Call Manager-related tools, including remote phone control, change management, DN and DID management, and more. Let Variphy be the solution to all of your collaboration needs. If you have any questions on any of our offerings, please contact us at support@variphy.com or reach out to your Variphy Success Manager. And one more thing before we kick off. Variphy does offer an enhanced consulting service to all of our customers. Variphy's SE team will engage with you on a one-on-one basis to remotely provide additional consulting, report building, dashboard configuration, and system monitoring assistance. This is a service that provides you with a dedicated Variphy SE to do the heavy lifting, giving you a stress-free, hands-off experience. For more information on our ECS service or any of our services, please feel free again to reach out to our customer success team at success@variphy.com, and we'd be glad to speak or to see if ECS is a good fit for your organization. All right, with all that said, Dre, we're passing to you. We're going into the wild.
All right, Mike, can you see that screen? I just want to double check. New platform, make sure that's good.
Yes, I can.
All right, great. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Mike. Yep, today we're going to be looking over some personal experiences here we can change up in Variphy just to kind of make it work for you a little better. So as you can see, we're on our main UI here of Variphy. So we're going to talk about one thing that kind of got slipped in that I didn't even know about is our account settings, right? So if you go to the top right and you go to this little guy up here to the top right, this little person, and you can see a bunch of options that we get here. And these are some default options we can select for each platform that you might have, anywhere from CUCM Cube, MS Teams, WebEx, Zoom, CCX, all those platforms. So we have this first one. So right now everything's pretty much set to default. So our first one here is the default feature after login. So most of the time, if you don't change this, when you log in, you go straight to our ad hoc history search page. But you can actually change this here. Well, that's interesting. Am I not logged in right now? Might have gotten logged out. Hold on. There we go. All right. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay. So you can see the user I'm under now. And right now I had this one changed to WebEx, but you can actually go in here and select any kind of our modules that you'd want to start off with. So if you use your dashboards a lot, you can actually just click on dashboards. And when you log in, this will just go automatically to your dashboards. You don't have to navigate too much and just get to the component you want to see right away. So I like that here on WebEx. And then you'll have your platform after this, right? So if you have multiple WebEx platforms, or like if we have multiple call manager ones here, you can click, you'll see all our call manager ones as well. So really nice way to change that default feature after logging in. So let's go back to WebEx here. All right. So then we got our preferred time zone. This will be your local time zone, so it doesn't change like your server time zone. But here's one nice feature. You can actually type in here, like we'll put Chicago Boom, that puts it in my time zone there. So yeah, nice features here. Then we move on to each kind of platform and some call history search types that are default. Let me actually show you this though. So like our default search type for WebEx is that calling party number. I think it's the same thing for UCM as well. So it always starts off as this. But let's say I wanted to see more for, we're under WebEx. So let me scroll down to WebEx. So I'm gonna go here. So like now, system defaults called party number. You can actually scroll down and use our canned double, so calling or called party. So when you do that, this actually will change to that called or called party number, calling or called party number here. So this will show up like this as default. So then you're actually searching for both incoming and outgoing calls right from the start. All right, we'll go back and take a look at a couple more things here. And so those are for each platform, right? So each platform is going to have their default, and then you're going to have your options that are in there as well. And I haven't even saved any of these, but not a huge deal at this point. Just kind of showing you these ones you could change. So you might not see all these. You'd have to have all these platforms licensed for Verify, but you have those options to change something default right when you log in, so you can work directly and quicker to get to the information that you're wanting to see. And then we also have down here is going to be our label sets. If you're not familiar with our label sets, we're going to go over them just a hair, just to kind of show you how they work. The label sets are, you can actually change some of the way the search sets are named, so it helps you out kind of determine what those search sets are. And we'll show you what those are later. But you can actually change these. So if you had a search set or a label set created already, you can actually change those for each one of those platforms as well. So really nice features in here just to kind of get you going right away instead of having to change things off the bat. All right, let's take a look here at our ad hoc search page. Like I said before, you could change this from the default settings now. But let's say you wanted to see, when you open these results up, right, there's a lot of information, a lot of columns here, or tables here you can look at. But you can actually click on this show hide columns, and you can add and select different detail column types here on the right side, picking them from the left side and adding them onto the right, and then you can move them up and down. So if you wanted to see like all your calling information first, you could put those first like this one, then called party after that. You can move them around if you want, and this saves to your account. So you can add, if you wanted to put call duration in here, you can add that one and things like that. So a nice little way of just kind of adding some more detailed columns or less. Sometimes people don't want to see a bunch of information and just give me the number coming in, number it hit, and how long it was, and date and time. So you can actually just change those on the fly. Nice and easy. Speaking of something fun that I figured out as well is when you export, if you didn't know, you can actually export this directly to a report. You can actually click this top one and save as. You can give it a name. So if there's a search set that you put in there that you liked, you can then go ahead and save this. But what I found out is if you go to report delivery, so the way it's going to be generated once you run this report is if you go to email. If you don't know, our emails have to be added in here first before you can select them. But from our ad hoc search page, because it's ad hoc, you can actually just type in dre@verify.com, hit enter, boom. That's going to be in there, and it'll be sent as repository or file attachment, whichever way you want to send it. But now we can actually ad hoc those emails in there. Then you hit run, and then we'll send it up. Any questions on the first little part of some of the ad hoc and user preferences out there yet? All right, Cool. No question. Mike, is there any questions in the chat or anything? I just wanted to give them a chance before we go on to some more here.
Pause in here. Yeah. We a couple questions. Just I think this came in when you were going through the whatchamacallit, the where you can set the default call histories criteria.
Yeah, the
Is
account settings.
this what release was that included with? Or is this available on all releases?
I think this got in at 16.0, I believe. I'm not don't quote me on that, but I think it's 16. I don't know if anybody knows if you know off the top of your head, but I think this might have been snuck in with 16, yeah.
Yeah, and as always, if you're looking for like the latest and greatest features, always upgrade to the current release, and they should always be included.
Yep, spot on. Okay, great. Let's take a look at some. Let's take a look at the label sets we were talking about earlier that didn't show you. So, if you're on our ad hoc screen here, you can see we have history, report, schedules, and configure. If you go over to that configure tab here, and you go over to custom label sets, these are where you can change the kind of the naming convention for some of these search criteria, the detail columns, and things like that. And these are set per platform. So like right now we're looking at WebEx calling, but if you go in like detail column types, right now these are kind of some canned ones that are automatically kind of created for you. They're not enabled right now, they're turned off. But as you can see, we have called party name, which is in that category, terminating party. But what the custom label is that we kind of create for you is to the user. So called party name is to the user. And then we have like calling party name or calling party name is from user. So you can actually change these. Sorry, I'm gonna take a sip of water. All right. So you can change these to anything. So you can change this to like caller ID, which would be under calling party number, but you could do that. Caller ID, things like that. Excuse me. So you could change these. And you can also enable these. Gosh, hold on one second, guys. Oh, my throat all of a sudden started hurting me. All right. So, and to use these, you want to go ahead and enable these. So you can enable these and then save them, and then you can use those. Then you can also add from, I believe, most of our column types here. So if you wanted to change the name of something, you could say, pick one of these. Let's just say, these are kind of easier. End date. Hit select. Then you could give it a name for end date, stop date, or something. You could put something in here for that custom label. And you could do these for our search criteria. So we're looking at WebEx. So you could do like called hunt group and name this anything you want that would make maybe more sense to your users or the people that are getting these reports and things like that. So nice way to use these label sets. So that was back here also when I was talking about those label sets. When you create those, you can select that label set to use that label set for your user. So if you created your own label set that you wanted to use that you like, you can actually change that default setting in here. And then speaking of label sets, a little bit more that you could do with those. If you go into your user accounts and you have some permissions set for some of your users, let's pick on Brian's test account here. As long as it has a platform assigned to it, all the way at the bottom, we can actually say if you have a user that maybe doesn't use Variphy, they're not an admin, or they're just kind of going in and grabbing some call analytics or a certain report, and you can create a custom search set or label set for them. So you can go in here and put Matt's label set. So it's going to use Matt's really nice label set for call manager, looks like here. So then it'll make those label sets look a little better for people that might not be in Variphy a lot and get confused by some of those search sets, because called party can get confusing sometimes. So it's better to put to user or from user so they can understand that a little more. So a nice way to personalize that for someone's account or even your account if you'd like. All right. So let's go back here and let's talk about any questions after that, Mike. Just want to give everybody a chance to.
No, nothing yet. I mean, there's a couple questions coming, but I'll save for the end.
Okay, perfect. All right, let's go take a look at just a quick way. A reminder, if you don't know, we have those templates that are on our website here. Actually, go to the downloads page. You can download templates for each platform that we provide. So if you go back to your reporting section, I'm under WebEx calling. You can actually go here and hover over the create WebEx report and import reports. Go ahead and browse. And I should have a folder in here. You could select one of those templates. So when you download the templates, they come in a zip file. You can unzip them, and then you can pick a report. So if you wanted to see call queue summary report, and you can pick multiple of these, but let's go ahead and just hit that, import that one, and boom, here's your template for your call summary report. Then you can go in here and then customize it the way you want. You can change the name, and then a lot of these you could change your queues and things like that. That'll match your environment. But nice, easy way to grab some easy reports there for you. All right. Some other options that you might not know that you can kind of customize, I guess, for you is if you go into your, I'm sorry, let's go back. Notification and delivery. If you go to email recipients, you can always add email addresses in here, and you can always add a distribution list. If you have like it@yourcompany.com or something like that, you can add your distro list. So when you are creating reports, you want to add a whole group of people, you can go ahead and just add that. And then kind of in the same realm here, if you go to SMTP server, this is your email settings. You could change your sender email address. So like inside of verify.com, you could put like reports at verify.com. So it gives you a nice sender address where people can understand, oh, those are reports and coming from our reporting server. All right. So another fun one, and this can get real fun, is our appearance stuff down here. So we got logos and report styles and settings. So if you go into your logos, you can actually add logos to your reports, and you could add these for each platform. Let's say you had a a logo like your company logo, and maybe different logos you can use. But if you go into here and add logos, you can actually select your platform. So let's say you had just call manager 1 here. You can browse for your JPEG or PNG file, and right here is the kind of the requirements for sizing, so they look good on the report. Here's then the size is what, 120 by 52 100. Makes the reports look kind of nice. I think I had a report here I was just messing with, adding some logos here. See how you can tell this one's green, and then this regular one has nothing. I'm gonna show you how you can really get down to the nitty gritty of customizing these reports to fit on your page. Make the colors to match your company colors and things like that. If you go to this gear icon top right again, you go to report styles and settings. This one you can get into the weeds on. There's a lot of different settings, a lot of ways to kind of manipulate the look of the report for you. But as you can see, I put this one as this green color. So this is like standard. This kind of shows your document title section. This is just our preview, which you can see the top right. You can actually preview these in each format. So if you use HTML a lot or PDF, you can see how they look. But the standard one looks like this. And just to show you what the difference was, I changed that, just the title background color, just for fun. As you can see here, I'll go back to that one. As you see, it's green up here, and it doesn't look great, but I just wanted to show you there is a big difference, and you can change a lot of this in here, all the coloring for your borders and headers and footers, sections and titles, date tables, everything. You can really get down. So a lot of probably testing back and forth, just or doing your previews, right? So once you save it, you could preview it. It'll show you that preview, what it'll look like. This is fun. I probably need to play with this a little more because this one looks like you could really tweak it to like match your company colors, or make it fun. If people want to see something fun on a report, you can make it nice and flashy if you wanted to. Alrighty, and then last but not least, because we do have some time, we could actually take a look at these subsets. So if you go up to under System and CUCM subsets, you can create subsets that will, when you run a report or run an ad hoc, or I'm sorry, if you run a as-built report, you can actually limit what you're looking at. So if you're maybe running an as-built report that you want to see all your phones, but you're like, I just want to see them in a certain location, or do I only want to see my hard phones or a certain phone model? If you go add here, top right, hopefully, there we go. So you can create this, the name for your subset, give it a description if you'd like. You can put down like hard phones, or you can put down a 7945s or whatever it might be, or a device pool. You could actually go in here and say, let's say this is just for 7945s. You can actually go in here and check that, find 7945s, boom, and then show me all my 7945s in the company, but just 7945s. You can save this, and then you can use this to run like an as-built report, and then I'll just bring you back those. And when you go into the as-built report section, there's a section in there where it says select a subset, and then you can select that subject. This is really nice if you're trying to dwindle down any locations or device pools, or even descriptions and directory numbers as well. Subsets are really nice for as builds because those as builds will run the whole company, and if you have thousands of phones, it could take a long time. So then you could just check if hey, if there's only 10 7945s out there, let's find them and decommission them, upgrade, or whatever needs to happen there. So just a little bit of customization there on that side of the house. Looking at my notes, I think I hit on a lot of the things I wanted to talk about. Mike, is there any questions out there?
There's a couple. So this one is actually, it just came through about the change management. So we'll test your knowledge on change management. Can you run a report on only registered versus unregistered phones?
Yes, you can. So if you're an as-built, you can filter this by phones. If you wait, is it phones? Let's just type in registered. There. Wait a second. Now I'm forgetting. If I can, hold on. Let's filter these. We got IP phone registration, but I think that runs for all of them, and I think it shows if they're registered or not on this one. So you can run this report, adding that subset that we were talking about earlier. Like if you click this down here, here's some of those subsets that we had. If you created a subset for some phones, you could, if you do like an Excel spreadsheet, you can then filter out phones that are not registered and just see your registered phones that way. But these two give you that registration information, firmware, CDP. And then these two reports, Skinny and SIP, will give you everything about the phones, everywhere down to the line information and things like that. Am I right, Mike? I'm pretty sure I'm right on that one. I think the IP phone registration shows you everything, but only shows you what phones are registered, if they're registered or not.
It gives you everything, and I think I just went the other day. It gives you everything, and it gives you a list of all the phones and their registration status, whether
Mhm.
they're unregistered. I think it's unknown or registered.
Correct. And it gives you time. I think it tells you the
It,
time.
it tells you when if there's a timestamp available, and there's also gives you I think a count at the top of the report. I mean, you could probably kick it off and run it against a snapshot.
Yeah, you know
See
what?
what it
We might be
return.
able to check this. We got some time. We might be take a look at this real quick.
We can. There's a couple more questions we can answer while it's running too.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Okay. Okay. This one's a little more complex. So, Edward asked, "What role does user feedback play in our customization process?"
Say it one more time for me. I apologize.
What role does user feedback play in our customization process, and how do we collect like user feedback? It's more so on the development side, but how do you like taking like user feedback into customization of the software and future development?
Oh, gotcha. I mean, yeah, you just, best way for us, well, this is how we've kind of built the program, built the software from ground up is taking suggestions from everybody, right? So, if you email us support@verify.com and if you have any um, things you'd like to see and hear, making things maybe easier to get to, or make the views a little better, or any kind of maybe back end development stuff, you might think that would be beneficial to you and your organization. You can email us support@verify.com, automatically opens up a ticket for us, and then we can you know talk to our devs. We have an internal dev ticketing system where we'll create a dev ticket for them and see if that's something that we can do and add to the software, and maybe get that out into a future release.
Yeah, I mean, we're always listening, watching, whether it's a support ticket, proof of concept with like a potential customer, or even just feedback from current customers, and on different ways to change or improve the software. And I mean, many new features and whatnot have come from it. Okay, yeah, I'll let you talk, Trey.
Yep, no worries. So here's a quick one here of that IP phone registration, whoever asked that one. So you can see here, nice, quick, easy report. Tells you the phone name, description, device pool, DN, IP address if it's registered, but these couple are not registered. Then down here you can see that when was the last time it registered. So these down here are registered. We don't have a lot on that cluster, but yeah. So kind of easy way to separate them, at least, especially in an Excel spreadsheet. It's going to be a little easier to manipulate. You're not going to be able to manipulate the PDF too much, but
Okay, one
yeah,
more question.
sure.
What strategies do you recommend for maintaining consistency and coherence across different touch points and channels while still delivering personalized user experiences? So,
Okay. That's a great question. I'm going back to look at that question so I can reread it. All right. So, strategy you recommend maintaining consistency and coherence across different touch points and channels while still delivering personalized user experiences. Trying to figure out how to interpret that question a little better here.
I mean, I would say to answer that. I mean, to answer part of it is that
Yeah.
a lot of the controls are administrative only. So like some of the higher level controls, so you're not having every user completely just going crazy with their customizations to the point where they make a mess. So a lot of times the administrators can make changes and change different settings or features, small tweaks to make the user experience better. But you can also limit what your general users can touch. So if you don't want them to have access to change the color of the reports, or to um, change or create the label sets, you don't have to, or you can create like a global label set for all users, and then apply it to them, so that way if things get confusing, where some of the terminology that we're using from Cisco or WebEx or Teams or Zoom is maybe too much for them, but they don't understand what a original call party number is. You can change those with the label sets, and then force those changes on the user so that they're all consistent.
Yeah, and what Mike was saying here, I like showing on the screen now, is the the end user information here, where you can really drill down into a lot of these functions that we have per per platform. So you could really restrict that data just to a certain department, a certain report. If you created a report, they can only run that type of report. Whatever kind of they need, you can drill that down so they're not wandering off into the system, maybe changing something admin wise that shouldn't be changed, and you can really kind of drill that down.
Then also worth mentioning on the custom label sets, and Dre, if you mentioned this already, I'm sorry. On the label sets, we do have an option on the reports of showing like a legend as to how the label sets, like if you've changed the label sets and you've gone through and changed everything and apply it to the report, we can include like a legend that tells us, or the user, whomever's reviewing the report, what those columns originally were called. Or even I think if you hover over them in some of the fields, and some of like the menus, it'll show you what they were originally called.
Yeah, I was gonna find that again because I did not show that, but that's a good point on where I could see those here.
I think you did it under details. I think that if you went with the default one.
If I didn't change it though, it might not pop. This might not have been changed. So, oh, here we go. So no, that's the. Where is that at actually? I think because I didn't change it yet, it's still everything's default. And change it. But yeah, Mike's right. You can actually go in here and hover over that and see what the changes were, so you can kind of get a better view of what was changed for those detail columns or search sets.
Okay, I think we're over. So yeah, let me go ahead. Unless you have anything else, Trey, I'll take back control.
All right.
And then next week, you can register for our upcoming workshop. Brian and myself will be going over WebEx dashboards and reports for executives. And that is it. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us today. Have a great rest of the week.
Thank you, everybody.